Hello and welcome to the Practical English Podcast. I'm your host, Annie.
And I'm Sam. It's great to be with all of you again. We've had some really good conversations recently, haven't we, Annie?
We have. We've talked about building social confidence, the language of dating, and even navigating travel situations. It's all about feeling more comfortable using English in the real world.
Exactly. And today, we're tackling a topic that I think a lot of people find a little stressful. How to make a complaint politely and confidently in English.
Oh, yes, it's a big one. It can be scary. You worry about finding the right words or sounding rude, or maybe that the other person won't understand you. We want to help you feel prepared for those moments.
We absolutely do. And if you're enjoying these topics, please take a moment to subscribe to the podcast. It helps us a lot, and you'll never miss an episode.
So, Sam, let's talk about why complaining feels so difficult. For me, I think it's the fear of confrontation. I don't want to upset anyone.
Right, confrontation is a big part of it. And when you're speaking a second language, there's that extra layer of worry. Will I sound angry when I just mean to be firm? Or will I get emotional and forget my words?
That's so true. But we want to reassure everyone listening that complaining is a normal part of life, and it's possible to do it in a way that is polite, firm, and gets a good result.
It really is. We have a simple formula for you today. Ready for it?
I'm ready.
Okay, it's calm plus clear plus polite equals a confident complaint.
I love that. Calm, clear, and polite. That sounds manageable. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being understood.
Exactly. So let's dive into some common situations where you might need to use this. How about we start with a really common one, a restaurant?
Okay, a restaurant. So perhaps they bring you the wrong food.
Right. What's a polite way to handle that?
Well, the first step is to get the server's attention calmly. A simple "excuse me" works perfectly. Then, when they come over, you can say something gentle like, "I'm so sorry, but I think this isn't what I ordered."
That's great. Using I think softens it. It suggests it might be a simple mistake, not a major problem. It's not accusing anyone.
Exactly. It leaves room for a simple solution. What about if your food is cold? That can feel a bit more personal to complain about.
It can, but you can use a similar approach. Something like, "Excuse me, I'm afraid this is a bit cold. Would it be possible to heat it up?"
"I'm afraid" is a very useful little phrase, isn't it? It's a polite way to introduce some bad news, and asking "would it be possible" is much softer than saying "you need to fix this."
That's the key. You're offering a solution, not just stating a problem. It shows you want to work with them. Okay, let's move on to another scenario. Returning an item to a shop.
Right, this happens all the time. You get home and a new shirt has a hole in it, or an electronic gadget just doesn't turn on.
So you go to the customer service desk. A good opening line could be, "Hello, I bought this yesterday and it doesn't seem to be working."
It doesn't seem to be working. I like that. Again, it's not aggressive, it's a calm, clear statement of fact. You're just presenting the situation.
And having your receipt ready is always a good idea. It shows you're prepared and serious.
Yes, definitely. Another useful phrase is, "I was wondering if I could return this." The phrase, "I was wondering if," is a wonderfully polite way to ask for something.
It's very gentle. It gives the other person space to respond. Okay, what about a situation that many people really dislike? Making a complaint over the phone to customer service.
Oh, the phone is tough because you can't see the person's reaction. The key here is to be very clear and simple right from the start.
That's right, Annie. Preparation is your friend here. Know what you want to say before you call.
Absolutely. When they answer, you can say, "Hello, I'm calling about an issue with my account." Or, "Hello, I'm calling about my recent order." Be direct but polite.
And if you see a mistake on a bill or a statement, a great phrase is, "There seems to be a mistake on my bill."
There seems to be. That's another brilliant one. It's so much better than saying, "You made a mistake." That phrase puts the focus on the problem itself, not on blaming the person you're speaking to.
Right, because the customer service person probably didn't cause the problem, but they can help you solve it. You want them on your side.
Those are all great examples for phone calls. What about when you're complaining in person about a service? For instance, let's say you check into a hotel room and it's not clean.
That brings up a really important point, Annie. What happens when you start to feel emotional? Maybe you're getting frustrated or angry because the situation is difficult.
That's a real challenge. The most powerful thing you can do is pause. Just take a breath before you speak. It gives your brain a second to catch up and helps you stick to that calm part of our formula.
A pause is so powerful. It gives you control. And this is where replacing that blaming language is essential. Instead of, you did this wrong, try, there seems to be a misunderstanding.
That is a fantastic switch. A misunderstanding sounds like something two people can solve together. You did this wrong sounds like an attack.
It does. It helps keep the conversation constructive.
So what if you do all of this? You're calm, you're polite, you're clear, and the other person says no. Maybe they say, sorry, we can't do that.
This is where polite persistence comes in. It doesn't mean getting louder. It means staying calm and restating your position. You can say, I understand, but the item is faulty, so I'd like to request a refund.
I understand, but... That's a great combination. It shows you heard them, but you are not giving up.
Exactly. Another good question to ask is there anything else we could do to solve this? Or is there a manager I could speak to? This shows you're serious about finding a solution.
Right, it moves the conversation forward instead of just getting stuck at no. That's really practical advice. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have. I think it's time for a quick summary.
Okay. The first big idea is that you have the right to complain when something isn't right. It's a normal thing to do.
Yes, absolutely. Second, remember that calm and polite language is powerful. It makes people want to help you. Phrases like, I'm afraid, or there seems to be, are your best friends.
And third, simplicity is key. You don't need complex sentences. Just be clear about the problem and what you would like to happen. Remember, calm, clear, polite.
That's it perfectly. And that leads us to our small weekly challenge.
What have we got this week?
This week, we want you to just practice one of these phrases. You don't have to actually make a complaint. Just say it out loud to yourself, maybe in front of a mirror. Try saying, I'm afraid there's a small problem, or I was wondering if you could help me.
That's a great idea. Just getting the words to feel comfortable in your mouth makes a huge difference. And we'd love to hear from you all. What situations make you nervous about complaining in English? Leave us a comment below.
Yes, please do. Thank you so much for joining us on the Practical English podcast. We hope you feel a little more confident now.
Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye for now.